Hey family, this is another episode of the Blemish Beauty Podcast, and I am your host, Shara Renee. If this is your first time listening in, I want to thank you for tuning in, and I pray that you hear something worth holding on to. For those of you who are joining me again, welcome back. The goal of this podcast is to erase the norm and embrace the truth. We all hide behind some kind of mask. So in this space, I want you to feel free to own your scars and see the beauty within. I am a Christian influencer, a mom, an entrepreneur, a content creator, and Jesus Christ is my source in all things. And I believe that with Him, anything is possible. So with that being said, let's jump into today's episode. So if you haven't guessed by now, season 2 is about the journey, my journey, and all the things that led me to this point of my life. I'm not going to tell you everything that happened, but I will share glimpses into pivotal moments that shaped my mindset to who I am today. Now, in episode 1, I shared my life plan, and I also shared that now at 37, I was nowhere near close to accomplishing those goals. And if you find yourself in the same space and place in life, I want you to know that that's okay. A lot of the reasons I've made a lot of choices that I made is because of childhood trauma. Now, if you want me to do an episode about childhood trauma, just send me an email and I definitely will do an episode concerning that. I realized that even though I'm 37 biologically, psychologically, I'm still 8 years old because that's where my trauma began. I don't want to say I'm 8 years old because that makes me sound like I'm childish, but I react to things as I did when I was 8 years old. When you're a child and you have trauma, sometimes, or most of the time, you react out of fear. And I've realized that as I've been taking this journey. So I want you to take a moment and think about your life and really, really dig deep. Ask yourself, what age did you experience the most trauma? And after this episode, I want you to go and write a letter to yourself. Write a letter to yourself at that age because now it's time to heal. Because in order for us to move forward, we have to let go of the past. The enemy wants us to remain stuck and allow the old mindsets and fears and behaviors to keep us from our destiny, but God wants us to be free, and He comes so we may have life, and that more abundantly. John 10:10 reads, "The thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life." In order to enjoy this rich and satisfying life, we must get rid of and shed some of the things of the past. So now, let's get into this letter that I wrote to my younger self. And it goes like this. Dear Ree, there are so many things that I want to say. But first, let me say this. Baby girl, you are loved. I know you deal with abandonment issues and you have trust issues, and that's okay. And to be honest, those issues won't go away for a very long time. I want you to know that regardless of what it looks like, I need you to know that you have a voice in this world and you are someone's good thing. You have dreams to be married, but I need you to focus more on preparing yourself for a marriage. You have dreams of being a mother, but I want you to prepare yourself to be financially and mentally stable to have children. Because regardless of if their fathers come or go, those babies will always and forever depend on you. You have dreams to be a model and a journalist, and guess what? You still enjoy these things. So use your love for pictures to create memories and use your love of writing to inspire others. I know you struggle with codependency, and for that you will enter into some crazy relationships. But always keep this in your mind. Never hold on to people who clearly aren't holding on to you. Love is an action word, so make sure that people earn their space in your life because they will tell you anything just to receive everything you have to offer. The only way you can win at tug of war is if there's someone else on the other side. So make sure the people you choose to do life with are ready to enjoy the journey, are ready to endure the journey with you. And lastly, I want you to know that in order to receive good, you must be good. In order to receive love, you must become love. So strive to be the best version of yourself so you can attract the best. There is ministry inside of you, so always walk with the ones that lead you closer to God and not further away from Him. He will be the most consistent love you'll ever experience. So stay close to Him and you will be just fine. Always bet on you and trust your gut. I love you and you got this. Lovery. As I stated earlier in the episode, biologically you can be one age, but psychologically you can be another age. We can't go back and change the past, but we can control how we show up in our future. And I choose to show up to mine healed. And I pray, hopefully, you do too. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Blemish Beauty Podcast, and I need you to remember, you are graced and gifted for a time such as this. You are not here by accident. You have purpose in this world, and you have been created to do great and amazing things. Make sure you connect with me on Instagram and on Facebook at the Blemish Beauty Podcast, and follow me on TikTok at Cheryl Renee 510. Until next time, spread love, show grace, and shine bright.